Black Hawk Down was directed by Ridley Scott, whose last two films were Gladiator and Hannibal, and he once again floods the screen with buckets of blood. But this time the grisly images are a product of some of the most realistic battle scenes ever filmed. Black Hawk Down is based on a 1993 debacle in which U.S. peacekeeping forces in Somalia planned what they thought would be a piece of cake raid on a brutal warlord's top henchman.
We have two things we can do. We can either help, or we can sit back and watch country destroy itself on CNN. Right?
I don't know about you guys, but I was trained to fight.
Before we can really sort out all the typical war movie characters, they're plunged into a hellacious and extended battle. That's Sam Shepard as Major General William Garrison, who watches from headquarters as the raid turns into a complete disaster.
I want every vehicle possible. If it's got 4 wheels and armor, get it. Get everything. Now, once they've assembled, we're going to move our men out of the hostile area and back to the Pakistani stadium, the safe zone.
The ill-conceived and poorly executed mission quickly turned into a rescue and survival ordeal for the Americans, and that's when some true heroes emerged. Unfortunately, the story of Black Hawk Down suffers from the lack of character development prior to those riveting but sometimes confusing battle scenes. 18 American soldiers died and 73 were wounded in less than 1 day during that whole ordeal, and Scott seems to show us nearly every one of those casualties. Now, I am recommending Black Hawk Down because the action sequences are astonishing, but I do wish more time had been devoted to analyzing the folly of U.S. involvement and maybe establishing a few major characters.
Well, you know, I think it's a lot better than you do, and I don't think we need more establishment of characters. This is not one of those war movies where everybody sits around talking about they came from Kansas or they want to be a dentist in civil life or something like that. This is about the situation they're in, and I disagree with you that it's confusing. It's confusing to them, but it's not confusing to us because Ridley Scott has done such a good job of graphing this story out that we can understand what's going on.
Yeah, but Roger, they do a lot of the cliches at the beginning. When one guy wants to make a difference, the other guy's got the letter to his, wife at home. The other guy makes the call.
So you want
and all
more
that
of
stuff. Well, I would just like to know who these people are. So they do it, and I wish they would do it a little more with a little more originality. But also the extended battle sequence.
They didn't bring along the right clothes. They didn't bring along food. They didn't bring along...
Well, they had no idea what they were doing, basically. That's what it seems like.
You get the real idea of this process.
Well, I also would have liked to see a little bit more of the backstory explaining what we thought we were doing there. This is a movie that starts off with a lot of those codas saying, here's what happened and here's what we got here. If you had to do that much to
we thought we were going to help them.
Sacrificing.
We thought they were going to help them get food out, and the warlords had different ideas. I think that's all you need.
Well, it is definitely worth seeing.
I got your position. I got the target. We're inbound hot.
But hey,